was watching your stream, Jay, when you were saying that it made your eyes hurt. Same for me.
So is it the contrast because of the
Does
fog of war that you have set up, or
it
is it
does?
in general like the contrast is too much?
Well, it
Mm,
depends if you want me
mm,
to launch into a
I
tirade
don't know
before
why
the
on my
game.
computer.
What were
Hello?
you saying, Jay? Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Jay,
On
lost.
my computer, it's just darker for some reason.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the same for me. If I was gonna nitpick, I'd probably complain about the what are they called? Like those little filters that filter small units and big units. There's like one on the corner near both their bases, um, and it's not exactly clear like that it's there until your units are being filtered through it. Um, I guess the Therium camps are kind of far and out of the way, but that's also on a few other maps, so that's normal.
Oh, do you mean like
The
the
elevation,
light forestation? Where is it?
yeah, yeah. See, so you can't even see it. Wait, go down and to the right a little bit. Wait,
Down and
no,
to the right. These?
almost a little bit more to the right. Oh, no, it's not that. It's right to. It's like the diagonal of the middle visual, the diagonal of the middle vision camp.
Diagonal of the.
Yeah,
These?
yeah, yeah, right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh,
that's
oh.
actually that actually parses filters units through it, so it's
Interesting.
only a problem for like brutes, magmanons, weavers, hellborn, most
Interesting.
infernal units.
I should probably introduce a series.
Anyways, this game.
Hi everyone, it's Frank. We're doing Couch Cast. This is
Anyways,
MSRM versus TDG in the grand finals of or not TDG. This is Scan. Scan is TDG. Grand finals of Tank 26, the last weekly tank tournament of season 2, before it went into the finals tournament. But yeah, it's gonna be a best of. I believe it's a bet. You know what? I'm not even gonna say best of anything. I'm gonna look it up on
It
Wikipedia.
best of five.
Best of 5. Excuse me.
The five.
Best of 5. Fixed.
there it is. Nice. Uh, okay, as our resident Vanguard expert, Jay, what's going on in the Vanguard's head right now on this map?
He went CC first. Looks like he's trying the triple expand build.
What is
Uh,
this?
Hey?
What is this placement?
honestly, triple expand build is just, I don't think it's that good, to be honest. Just because even on 2 bases, you're already ahead on eco. So the third base is
Yeah,
kind of too redundant in my opinion. So
exactly. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever seen a triple expand ever out of any Vanguard,
Same.
period. So
Same.
the fact that it's coming out of Scan, and I've played him. I don't think I've played him as Infernals. Or I've only played him as Celestials, so maybe this is just, maybe it's map specific too. I don't know.
By the way, the more I see games, the more I'm really valuing players putting down static D inside of camps that they control. Like having your camp being taken by like a single fiend or a single dog is so annoying. It seems that it's almost more worth it, at least for the resource camps, to keep some kind of static D there. So it's not just like if they want to come take it, they have to like commit something to come take it. It's not just like a quick little, oh, it's mine now. And these are valuable enough that I would imagine it's worth defending. But I don't know. Is the resource
Yeah,
cost just not worth it?
that'll just depend on how long you can hold it for. So let's say you take the Luminite camp, right? I believe it's 150 per minute or something like that.
Mm.
So you have
yeah,
to
I'm not
justify. Let's say you put an Infernal turret there. You have to justify the cost of the mining time lost from the imp, the cost of the turret, and losing the imp itself. So
never
I mean,
seen.
if you lose
Well,
that turret early, then it's like, maybe not worth.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen one player, one Infernal player, who like religiously put down turrets in camps, both to secure the camp and hold the camp. And it was definitely not worth it. But meat farms, absolutely. I mean, it depends how far away the camp is. Um,
I was just
but a
gonna say
cheeky meat,
it depends on
meat
how
farm needs
how
to go
quickly
strong.
you can go to defend your camp, because if you can get there and defend, then it ends up actually like adding some DPS to your army while you're fighting your opponent. Then it's suddenly like
yeah.
like now you're fighting with, you know, static D on your side.
Yeah, and it's mostly, I think it's mostly relevant in IVI because, you know, you're going to see more aggressive meat farms there, and those are going to be out on the map, and there's the risk reward of it. I generally am always doing that at the person camp and then just seeing what happens. Okay, so we have a drop out of Infernals, which is like the meta of the day. MSRM is showing us how it's done. He should get damage done. He needs to get damage done. He's down on eco significantly. I think he has Infest.
I think that's really interesting that the saw blades will bounce to air units, but they like the saw can't attack air units by itself.
You know, I didn't even pay attention to that. That's interesting. Broken, OP, nerf it right now.
XO -1 damage. Buff fell hogs.
Please, if only.
Wait.
We might see a hedgehog in the next patch.
Sorry, the lighting effects coming off the BK lounge are really cool. It is the darker maps that, like, even the reflection of the light off the tile as we move the camera around is really cool. There we go. Get that Harbinger out of there.
Well, it's gonna try to get the Harbinger, but you know, Hornets actually melt really fast, the cons, because the cons do extra against light, so you can't chase
honestly,
it for too long.
It doesn't feel like there's a clean answer from Vanguard for Harbinger Gaunt drops, because the Gaunts drop out, kill the Hornet, the Lancers have to be underneath, but then the Lancers get stuck on terrain while the Hornet doesn't. It just feels really clumsy. I don't know. I see some people saying Hedgehogs are the way, but that feels clunky on its own, so.
Yeah, Hedgehogs against Gaunts, I think, is you're in for a feels bad moment.
Yeah, either way, you're going to be trading down, you're going to be investing a lot of resources for the defense. And Exos just don't think they're fast enough.
It's interesting that you say that that Hornets aren't a good response to Gaunts, because I think they're actually a great response to Gaunt drops, just because they do so much bonus damage to light that they can kind of like reposition themselves wherever they want, so that they're not like, oh man, it was full too.
Oh man,
that's
rough.
Well, if that happens,
the light damage of the Hornet only applies to air units, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're right. It's still, they still seem to just chew through Gaunts for some reason though. Like it seems like it only takes them like 3 or 4 shots to kill a Gaunt.
But I mean, but like when you're talking about 8 Gaunts versus 1 Gaunt, you know, it's like that's where the problem comes in. And he's going for a timing, 2 Magmadon timing with a drop. It's very strong.
Magmadon drops are so good. Go in there, stompy stomp, and then leave. But I guess it's not. It's still problematic for Vanguard, but if they sit there, stomp, and then pick up and leave again, it's not as big of a problem because the Bobs can just do their little heel hugs. But it's
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, all these dudes just want to hug each other. The Magmadon wants to hug the Bobs want to hug each other. Look how much fun they're having.
Yeah. Look, these two Bobs back here are gonna live forever. They're never gonna die.
Oh god. Oh, the miss rally on the hug was rough. You know, I liked what Rumi did. I was watching a few of your casts earlier today. Rumi with 4 Harbingers. I really think that's the future.
For Mass Harbinger?
If your entire army is in dropships, they can't touch you.
Oh. This is not going to end well for the Magmadons. Just get them inside. Yeah. Like, the Mags are just going to get kited forever.
Yep. The Vulcans are an interesting follow-up choice out of Scan because normally you don't... Well, I don't think you want Vulcans against Mags unless it's like really low numbers and you feel confident you can get your Vulcan charge off to stun them.
Yeah.
But, it kind of makes he's potentially moving up into Atlases. I just have a feeling. I don't know. I mean, Vulcans are so slow. They're kind of like betraying that he wants to go for a later game. I think he's even going for a 4th right now, or he has a 4th.
It's on the way.
I don't play Vanguard, but I know how they think.
We don't see a mech lab up, do we? No, that's fine. Oh, puts a flat cannon up there though to dissuade any kind of shenanigans. I think flat cannons are actually really good against drops, just because they still do AOE damage to the gaunts when they're on the ground, and the gaunts don't want to spend time microing around too much while they're under fire, because that's just time that they're not doing damage. But
yeah, Kira was doing some testing, and one flat cannon is enough to shut down harassment from like 8 gaunts in a dropship, 8 gaunts in a harbinger on its own, as long as it's being repaired.
I was just about to say, like, it really matters
but
if it's getting repaired though. Like the bobs can't just keep mining while it's happening. Whoa! I just realized something. As the bobs walk by, the glow from their backpack, from the luminite in their backpack, reflects off of the turret. That is sick. That's actually sick.
Oh boy. I wonder how many frames are being eaten up when I have to render that. You're talking to a 30 frame, low settings, everything minimum guy over here. I don't have time for that.
That's actually really cool. All right, what are we seeing over here?
Anyway, yeah. I mean, you have the flat cannon.
We got the stomp upgrade.
This is definitely, without a doubt, Scan's game to lose.
I think a little different. I think it's MSRM's game to lose, actually.
I would agree with that.
Interesting. I mean, he's like, look at how much he's floating.
Just because, yes. Well, this is MSRM because he's actually relying on the refreshes. That's why he's floating a lot. Plus, he's a little Ethereum star at the same time.
What? It's not getting repaired! Repair it! Oh my goodness.
When your units die, you know, you can easily just go back, refresh, build, use up all your chargers and all your production buildings, and then just recharge them up, and then use up all your chargers again. That'll use up all your money.
There was no response
so
to
MSRM
this.
plays a style where
there's like a single exo that can shoot up. That's it. What have you done? No wonder everything's getting taken
Hornets
out.
Earlier this game, I don't understand. He has a hangar bay. He built Hornets, but this completely caught him blindside.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the exos that do bonus to heavy, not the light. But he's focusing down the turrets instead of like anything else. It's interesting.
If the Spriggans just run directly into the exos, we still have a game on our
hands. Now he's just kind of hoping that the Vulcans will win him the game, unfortunately.
A lot of Vulcans. Now there's a lot
it's
of
caught out of position here too.
This armory is just
the mag's favor.
Better.
No.
Spriggans also reduces the attack speed of the Vulcans, so they do less damage. So this is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, how are the Spriggans, like, why are the Spriggans being microed around? There's nothing that shoots up over here.
I don't think MSR realizes just how little anti-air there is in this army.
I mean, he can play a little safe, you know, just go for the eco, because the Spriggans can come back and the Vulcans are slow, so it's a safer play.
Yeah.
It's out board.
Not the Fellhogs! No!
The Fellhogs will save the day.
Oh no.
They need a buff. Sick 'em, boys.
Yeah, they're still at 6 damage. Beams are at 7 damage. What's going on with that?
Superstone goes down. It's not going to be nearly enough to stop anything, really.
Looks like this 4th base might get taken out.
Yeah, it's going down.
Whoa! Looking to corner him. Vulcans to a giant charge forward. It looks It looks bad.
It might have been winnable, maybe, just because the Vulcan's charging a little too early. You want to use it as soon as the Magmadons use the stomp, and then you use the Vulcans to stop the stomp. So this fight might have been winnable, even with
Hold
the
on
Ravens.
a minute. We have any number of Ravens, which means the Spriggans are now irrelevant. So I'm very excited to see how this goes.
You know what the best place for your air units is? Right on top of their anti-air units.
Directly over their army. I love it. I love it. Look at the supply, 159 to 102. Ravens just turn this around. Spriggans cannot fight them myself.
Fellhogs actually did save that Hellborn for a second. No, he's out of charges on everything. He doesn't have, like, he still has money. He can still spend money and try to hold, but
yep.
I think anything that comes out will just be trickling out. Oh my god. Holy brutes, dog.
He has 350 animus to just throw into charges. His charges for days.
Oh, it was the dragon.
Days.
Spent
And here comes
so
the
much
dragon.
money on the dragon.
Dragon
The great equalizer.
Where's the... We didn't do a plague breath, though. There we go. Now it goes down. Oh, man. Survival protocol is so
that dragon
good.
a little bit sooner. Still bleeding at his fourth? His fifth. Took the double Tyrion when he lost his fifth.
What an army. 2 Spriggans, a Hellborn, a Dragon, and a Dream. Woo!
He's going for that variety pack.
He is.
Just add in a Shadow Flyer and a Harbinger. You can just clickbait this with a Mass Air Infernal Viable? Question mark?
I gotta say, my clickbait game is pretty weak right now. What? Why? Why are you floating your dragon over?
What did they say, Lord of the Rings? The safest place in danger is to be as close to it as possible. The closer we are to danger, the
Further we are from harm.
Yeah, there it is. I think it was Pippin who said that. God bless him, Pippin.
Yeah, there you go. Try and take out these exos with survival protocol. What could possibly go wrong?
This is like Marines versus a mothership all over again.
The 5
Oh,
HP
no.
dragon. It would be the mothership memes all over again if the dragon lived in single-digit seconds. Then it would be the it would be the mothership.
Not like, I mean, apparently the new mothership is something else. I've seen it a little bit in action. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's a little bit spooky.
I think the further and further away we get from the first iteration of the mothership, the less interested I am in it. Back when it had like Planet Cracker and Black Hole and what else was it? When the bubble that it could use would actually stop missile projectiles from like.
So 14 years ago.
Yeah, it was
You're
so
not old.
cool. It was so much cooler, and then like look what it's become. It's literally just become a meme.
Yeah, 14 years ago.
What have they done to my boy?
It's okay. You have disruptors now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's great. It's great design. Okay, so we have. Okay.
1, 2.
Don't see
3,
how Scan loses
4,
this,
5.
but you know what? There's still a dragon on the field.
So
There's
you're
a dragon
saying
in the
there's a
dream.
chance.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a chance. He can probably even get a second dragon now.
Actually, yeah.
Eventually, he
He has
needs.
the Animus for it.
I think all his supplies tied up in imps right now, though. Like, how much
He
of
did
that supply is
retake the
army?
double Therium. Oh my god, yeah, he's mined out.
He's
Oh,
mined out. He's mined out. Oh. Scans mined out. Main, natural.
Yeah, and that's it. He's still healthily mining off everything else. And now we're going to see the aggression
Third,
from
fourth,
from
fifth,
Scan coming forward. Now that he's at 250 to supply to MSRM 75. There's the 5. Oh, he's got 26 health now. Excuse me. What? Did he just shoot his own? He didn't just shoot his
He's
own
trying
dragon.
to take the health flower. He's trying to take the health flower, but it's so hard to click because of the map. That's another thing that needs to fix. Those health flowers. There's like 4 of them on the map, so they're basically unusable.
Good connect with the flame imps, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Yeah, this is just a desperation attack now. And the dragon goes down. All the imps go down. There's the GG from MSRM.
He's gonna be kicking himself if he watches this game back. There were some moments in there. I really thought he had it.
Alright, tank 26, MSRM, game 2 would have happened here.
Yes. So after that first game, Scan and I discussed how to approach the game. The second game, second game. So you'll see an interesting strat in this one. Not that interesting, but
So-
you'll see.
So I'm curious, at this point in like Scan's time with Stormgate, how familiar was he with the game? Like how long had he been playing it? Because it
He's
kind of
been
felt
playing
like a lot of the Korean players were later to the game. Than
probably
other players.
a month, probably a month, a little more than a month.
So he's only been. Oh wow, that's not long at all. Okay.
Scan's just an animal.
Yeah, I figured
Anyways,
once they, got their hands on it, they'd grow and learn way faster.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect like a professional gamer, especially in Brutal War, to pick up the game really fast.
Yeah, but it's interesting because you see some different strategies, like where they're still testing. Does this work? Should I be building this army cup? Like, I've never seen that many Vulcans before. He seemed to believe in it.
Yeah, so this game, Scan and I discussed what to do. Because MSRM tends to do this one style where he goes for really fast Harbinger drops, and then you'll see a little later how Scan adapts to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, without spoiling anything. So he'll adapt his build order this game.
Just the single racks, couple lancers.
There's a single racks, and he's taking, and as you can see, he's taking some Ethereum, so that's a small clue onto what he's doing.
Is it gonna be? Is he just gonna rush Hornets? Mass, don't tell me. Don't tell me. My guess is Hornets.
Mm.
What was that, man?
I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I won't deny or confirm it. Yes, but he does. So after that game 1, we discussed it because he got 0-2 before this against MSRM, and MSRM did the same strategy during that too. So we thought about it. We discussed it for a couple minutes, and then we decided that this build he's gonna do was the best response to his strategy. And we just assumed that he was gonna do the same strategy throughout this series, and we were pretty accurate on that one.
Was Creek Dragon not illegal in this tournament?
It is illegal. This is just a mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it happens by accident.
Yeah.
So let's see. So he's going for fast Lancers. As you can see, fast Lancers on one base with the upgrade. And then it looks like he'll eventually go to tier 2 with the 100 Ethereum in the bank.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, and he's going to tier 2 now. And then he's gonna try to time it with the promote. Whenever tier 2 is done, he's gonna try to go into his base.
We're about to see some invincible Lancers. Get ready.
And he does expand behind this too.
I think that's really the key that makes this such a dangerous timing, is the expand behind it. It really depends. It's like sending like 4 or 6 Hellions into the Zerg's natural.
Yeah, I
Except
mean this
imagine those
timing,
Hellions were stronger.
and this timing is really strong because MSRM also does not have the animus for the super turret,
Hmm.
so he can do more damage than what a regular CC first build would do.
Dude, Lancers are so disgustingly strong, man. They're just so tanky that, like, the anti-light means that they just brutalize everything.
I was assuming we were going to be waiting on a Magmadon, but he goes for a Weaver instead, which is a little bit interesting because, as you see, it's getting countered pretty well.
Does he have an Iron
And
Vault?
dead. He has an Iron Bolt. He had the money for a Magmadon, so I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh yes, so this is what we thought was the best response to his fast Harbinger front play.
Oh, absolutely. It's surprisingly expensive to go for that. Whatever it's called, the air building for Infernals. Especially this early. Twilight Spire, yeah.
Like, look at that, the little
If you've
glowy
ever
bit
wanted
reflects
to
off
see
of
a Weaver.
Illuminite. It's so cool!
Meanwhile, you're over here enjoying max graphics.
I am.
What that could be like.
Dude, like, the whole reason I got into RTS is, like, watching big armies fight it out, and, like, when it looks even better. Like, look at the reflections off of the shrine, too.
It makes a big difference. Are you a Total War fan?
I am a huge Total War fan.
Okay, good. That makes sense.
Ah, these Lancers barely got anything done.
Yeah, wasted time. Meanwhile, 40 to 15 supply.
Alright, there's the Hangar Bay, finished at 601. Instant Hornet. By the way, speaking of graphics, I don't know who said it in the Discord, but or maybe it was in the Reddit, but like the animation for something being built out of a hangar bay needs to be like some glowy things in the middle, more than just like spinning satellite dishes. Spinning satellite dishes is like what I would expect out of an idle animation.
That's fair. I didn't even realize there was an animation for it. You could probably make an argument for most of the production structures to have.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. Oh, okay. They did stop. They just had to reset.
Don't you see? It's the satellite's turning. It's obviously building.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the visual indicator on the infernal buildings is backwards. So this Iron Vault doesn't have any red glowing lights around it, which means that it does have charges. I think if it's out of charges, that's when the lights should go away. Like, oh yeah, there we go. See,
so
it's pouring blood, so that means it's out of charges.
So I noticed something interesting. You're right, that is backwards. The shrines, I'm pretty sure the shrines will have a skull on each corner of the triangle when they have a charge. I could be wrong on that.
I think it's the I think it's the blood. The blood in the bowl disappears when they have a charge.
That's so weird.
I think it's literally reversed right now.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was like a little, I don't know, just something visual on the shrines. So it's like, hey, they have this many charges. It's like a skull on each corner.
A skull on each corner would be cool.
But it's a bit tough because the charges go so quickly.
Yeah. Oh, we did see, yeah, we did hear the flat cannon taking a pot shot at this Harbinger.
Not sure. That came up at the perfect time. He's already teleporting back. It's a good call.
Yeah.
And he's only on 2 bases, so I'm wondering what's stopping Scan from walking across the map.
You gotta follow the build order, dude. It's not the build order to walk across the map right now. I don't know. I don't actually know.
Apparently not.
By the way, every time I see the Hornet, I can't help but see the that one plane from Cowboy Bebop that Spike flies. It's got like a very forward cannon in front of
You know, I still need to watch that.
it. Dog, you're missing out.
But
It's good.
I know I am. It's one of the only anime that I'm like, okay, I still need to watch this.
Okay, I'm back.
You were gone?
Hey, where'd you go?
I was gone.
What? Where were?
Wait,
Here I
how
was
are you
waiting
gone?
like, oh man, we're gonna get some really good casting here pretty
Sorry,
soon.
I had to grab my food.
Oh, I gotcha. We you didn't miss much. All you missed
Make
was
it more
the
exciting.
Harbinger getting turned around at the
Yeah,
flat cannon.
I mean, the economic damage is too much at that point from the beginning. He lost like way too much.
He lost a
So at
lot,
this
right?
point,
Yeah.
the eco just kind of
Yeah, look at the
it's
supply
just
difference.
gonna snowball for Vanguard.
It is. I completely agree. And he hasn't even like tried to take a third. Well, he's taking a third right now, but it's so far behind.
Well, if this goes like last game, Scan will lose his Hornets, MSRM will build Spriggans, suddenly Hornets don't exist anymore, and we'll begin on it. Doesn't look like it's happening. You know what I'd love to see? I would love to see some Sentinels. Maybe that's just wishful
Sentinels are
thinking. Who
nice.
knows?
They're also a very good counter to the Harbinger drops if you can get it out in time.
Exactly. Good counter to the Harbinger drops, good counter to the mags. Some nice mobility.
Hey, C Klempe, how do you pronounce your username?
That's exactly how you
C
just said
Klempe?
it. Yep, perfect.
How do you
I should
pronounce?
probably
Do you
change it to
do you
something
say
that's
GIF or GIF?
shit. Wait, the creator said it a specific way, so
The
I know that there
creator
is
said
a way
it
to say it.
as GIF. How do you say it?
Shit.
Don't worry about the creator though.
that's-
How do you say it?
I say GIF.
Don't lie to me.
No, I say GIF.
Don't.
I do say GIF.
Hey,
Why?
we listen. We don't judge. All right. We because you say harbinger, but I think I've only ever heard people say harbinger, like going on a binge. Is that
Harbinger.
two mags?
harbinger.
Yeah, there's two mags. Oh, he puts a
I'm pretty sure
is
it's
that?
Harbinger.
Is he going quad mag drop? That's spicy. I don't think there's any exos on the field, so there's no. Oh well, right when I say that, here's a lot of exos, and they're just gonna walk.
And the mag drop sounds nice, but the thing is that since he has 3 Vulcans, as soon as the Magmadon stomp, he can stun at least 3 of them instantly.
Yeah, he stun him out of the stomp.
Yes.
Speaking of, man, flat cannon can do so much against everything. Flat cannon's really good.
With Rampart. No, also solo habitat the Rampart and it'll gain 25% extra energy regen on the Rampart.
Wait,
So it's a nice combo to have.
Too many stats for my monkey brain. I see Magmadon, I stop. Alright. We come in with the Magmadon to play.
oh, stop,
He's
stop,
coming.
stop.
Nobody expects it.
One stun,
What's
but
still going?
That
This
was
is
the
so
loudest
unfortunately-
I could ever hope for. I think
the
they
Vulcans
got
got all their charges.
Yeah. Alright, that was it for game 2. Scan goes up 2-0.
Oh, and the grand finals, the person in the
Yeah.
winners bracket also has a +1 game advantage.
Oh yeah, you're right, you're
Really?
right. Was this the last one? Okay.
Is now a good time for me to enter the scene?
We're
Absolutely.
I mean, I never stopped recording. We've been recording, like even me menuing through the replays. So I've
Fantastic.
kind of given up on like I don't want to do like 3 separate videos. I'm just gonna have it all be one continuous video because I think like even Jay was throwing out like dropping some wisdom bombs in between games. I think I'm just gonna keep that. So
Mm.
MSR or scans up
Mm.
3-0, best of 7, right?
Best of 5. So he's technically up. Technically the score is 2-1 because MSRM has the 1 map advantage from being coming
Yeah.
from the winners bracket.
Yep.
It's a little misleading, but in this series he's technically 2-0.
Yeah,
No.
so something very quick about this map that's interesting. From long practice of other RTS games, you scout counterclockwise, and so the person who's in the upper right-hand side, obviously scan, is going to have a better chance of getting the first scout off, which is what we see. This is actually pretty good for MSRM positionally, because the location of the trees that break into the potential 3rd or 4th Luminite-only expansion for scan are right next to the speed camp. So Scan gets the first scout, but if we're thinking about who's going to Magmadon Stomp or Vulcan Stomp their way through, this is actually a decent opportunity here for Magmadon Stomp through for MSRM, more so than you can say for Scan going down towards the bottom side.
I wonder if
What about you, JX? What do you think of this? Like, oh, I'm sorry, Frank. I didn't mean to
No, you're
steal
good.
your thunder.
If there's a because MSRM does like his Harbinger drops, I wonder if he will like intentionally path through the speed camp to capture it, to give everything lightning legs, and then drop into there. So like, if he doesn't have Reaper's Rush, it doesn't really matter as much because he's still got lightning legs.
The thing with this map, the one thing I don't like about this map is that depending on where you spawn, you just have an inherent advantage because you're close to the. If you're close to the speed camp, you're most likely gonna get that camp first, and so you do have a small advantage in that way. I wanted to mention something about scouting. So there's a common kind of theme I noticed from Brood War players. They like to do this thing called end scouting. So they usually go to the south, go diagonally, and then go down.
Okay, so
And that's a common trend that I've been seeing.
Then diagonally, like up here.
Diagonally,
this is to
yeah.
stop things like
Yeah.
this is to stop things like center
And it goes
racks
down.
or things of that nature, right? JXP, is there more history to that than that? Like, you got
You
any tidbits as to why that
probably.
is?
It's also another thing is that they can react more easily if they do some kind of cheese if they're actually diagonally spawn from you. So
Oh, that's
there's
very
that
smart.
too.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Because if they're across positions, then there's more natural to natural distance than if they're at either side of you.
Yeah.
And so the end scout makes it so that you're offsetting the natural disadvantage that you would get if they were rushing you from the close position by valuing that first.
So it's a very common thing. Another common thing I've seen between brewer players is that they like to queue up a lot of units too. So you'll see like, if you look at the command center during like the mid or late game, they'll queue up 5 bobs on each command post.
Just so it's like constantly producing and they don't have to like look at it.
So it's constantly producing. I don't know if it's actually a good thing in this game, just because in Brood War, because the mechanics are just much harder.
Yes.
And it's much harder to manage, so it's a common thing they do in Brood War. So they kind of transfer that habit over.
And so you don't have to go back to macro cycles when you really want to be concerned about your army movement or about the micromanagement of this particular skirmish or battle, right?
Yes.
Trying to make sure that your units actually move correctly. That takes a lot more effort in Brood War, it feels like.
No, yeah, you just see he's doing the same build from the last game.
I'm surprised. I'd have thought this wouldn't do nearly as well, actually.
Hey, but we
So
get
this
an
time he makes a man.
Doesn't matter though, now he's down to 1 gone. I think I don't remember what other game it was where we saw someone hide their I think it was a Grimmy game where once his gaunts started getting attacked, he put his gaunts like right in the line here, but then the Lancers were getting all the AoE damage done on the imps. So I was like, no man, you want to take your gaunts like as far away from the imps as possible.
Bit of unfortunate inverted SimCity here, where the Magmadon can't pass through the soft thin wall that's been generated, but the Lancers can. And so, you know, the Lancers are able to dart in and out of the main, then the natural. There's the Super Shroud Stone. And, listen, these imps aren't long for the world, but that's fine. They weren't from this plane of existence initially anyways, so.
Still got the twofer.
And then him getting out like a Weaver or Magmadon actually shuts down Well, plus getting all the guns shuts down the Harbinger strategy that MSRM initially wanted to do. Because the Harbinger is kind of expensive, no?
Yeah, it is.
So if you can spend that money on a Magmadon or a Weaver, it's already a win for you.
All right, we're seeing the first Hornet come out at about the 519, 520 mark. Dude, veterancy
And I'm
units
shocked
are
by-
so good. I think promote needs to be more expensive.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we definitely need to see that we didn't see was a normal Shroudstone out of MSRM, and that's a change that he could have made between games that he didn't make. And it's not impossible for him to have scouted this beforehand. Especially if he expected it, then I don't see why he didn't go for a Shroudstone as the natural. Then again, this replay could be a few weeks old by this point, or maybe he's already incorporated it into his strategy by now. But the Magmadon, it did what it could, but on its own, unsupported, it's just going to get kited and out microed. And honestly, this game's spilling over at this point.
Yeah, because all the Lancers have to do is sit on this side of the wall, stop all Therium production for a faction that already desperately needs their Therium to have tech units get off the ground. As soon as something threatening like a Magmadon makes its lumberous, cantankerous self over to the south side, yeah, he just has to run away. And there's a crushing GG.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, well, that's the end of the this episode of Couchcast. You guys want to say anything before we close out?
No, thanks for hosting the Couchcast.
We've got time to do more if you guys
yeah,
want to do
happy
more.
See some games.
I'm definitely down for
Yeah.
more. This
Alright,
is the only
some more.
CSD that I
Fair.
get invited to anymore.